Hello everyone, this is Jackie Williams. In this video, I want to share with you a few tips for using your watercolor pencil. Now I'll be using, of course, the ones from Stampin' Up! And currently they're sold in two collections. We have the original collection and then a supplemental collection. This one has 13 pencils and this one has 10. If you're choosing between the two, I would suggest the original one because you do have a white and a black and a gray pencil, which I think are essentials. But of course, I would always recommend you get both wherever possible. Now for our sample today, I'm going to use the new Irresistible Blooms bundle. And this is one that's not in a catalog. This one is only in the online store. However, you can order it any way that you prefer to order. Now, before we get started with our project, I want to go through just a few ways that you can use the watercolor pencils. And then as we do our projects, I'll show you these ways again. But for this one, I'm using the cute little bear from Count On Me because it's a nice open image so you can possibly see the demonstration a little easier. So one of the first ways to use the watercolor pencils is with a water painter. And there are two ways to use that. First, you can add a little bit of color onto your image, quite darkly. I'll just do one side. And then you can pick up that color with your water painter and then just bleed that out into the middle of your image. Now I didn't put very much on there and I only put it on one side, but you get the idea. So you would just add more and then just move it out into the middle and add some on this side. This gives you a nice shaded effect, and you can see how that watercolor pencil just not melts, but I guess melts the best word I can think of. The second way you can use your watercolor pencil is just picking up some of the color just right there from the tip of the pencil, and then you can just use that to paint right onto your project. Now the pencils are a really economical way to get more colors in your collection. So another way to use your watercolor pencils is not using the water painter, but actually using the blender pen. So on this side of the bear, I'll show you how those look. So I'll add a little bit of color just down here on this left leg. And then we're just going to pick up the color here and then move it out. So you see, it's actually got quite a different look. It doesn't blend quite as much as with the water painter, but it does blend so it doesn't look like pencil anymore. And the color does remain a little bit darker than with the water painter. Then up here towards the top of the bear, or on his face, I'll show you what it looks like. This time when we blend the color with the color lifter, with the Stampin' Blends. So this does blend out the color so it doesn't look like you've colored it with a pencil anymore. But I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't really move the color all that much. It just blends it out so it doesn't look like pencil lines. So I've created a little chart here using the bear. So I've started with the pencil and the aqua painter direct to paper. This is where I've colored along the edges and then moved the color in through the middle. And you see you've got some shading, but it does look watercolored. And then this is where I have just picked up color with my aqua painter right from the tip of the pencil. Or you could even scribble on something and then pick up the pencil lead from that third surface. This one is using the pencil and then blending it out with the blender pen. This is coloring with the pencil and then blending it with the color lifter, which is this one here. This one, I got a little crazy. It bled a little bit here, so I apologize about that. But this bear, I have colored him with the Stampin' Blends. So with the alcohol markers first, and then I added just some details with the pencil. So it was a mix of both of those. And then this last one was just the pencil only with no blending. So of course you could use these pencils just like just like pencils, like coloring pencils, if you prefer that look for any occasion. All right, now let's use all of those techniques and create a project. So I've started here with a piece of watercolor paper, and I have white heat embossed this speckle stamp there in the background. So now I want to add like a watercolor wash in behind. So my intention here is to show you how you can use all of those methods or all of those ways I just showed you when you're making your projects, and basically why they matter. So this is just a scrap paper, and I'm just putting a bit of color on there. Now I've got my very wide aqua painter, and I'm just going to give myself a watercolor wash with just water in the background here. I find it's very helpful to just get your paper wet first. And then I'm just going to pick up this color and then paint with it here over those white embossed dots. You could also pick up this color right from the pencil tip, but I just found with such a large area, it was easier to just scribble it on something. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. Now I'm gonna set this aside to dry and put that up there. And then I'm going to color one flower with you. Now, another way that maybe is helpful is if you get this paper wet, even just a little bit wet first. To explain it logically, these pencils kind of dissolve, or the color dissolves or spreads or gets soft when they become wet. So if you wet the tip or if you wet the paper, then more of that color is going to come off in a thicker way. So I'm just going to add some of that yellow there, and then I'll show you another way. I can just get the tip of the pencil wet and then add some color. I'm basically just applying color, not being really exact about it. And I think I'll go for the pink. Okay, then we'll just take our aqua painter and we'll go through and just blend out all those colors. Now I'm not worried about staying inside the lines here because I'm going to cut this out anyway. And I think actually it's quite nice to have a little color on the outside rim when it's a white outline. Okay, so I'd like a little more pink on this side. I'm just going to add a little bit. And it comes off quite easily when the paper is this wet. Okay, and then I can also just take it off like this and add it on. Yeah, that's nice. Probably get a darker application doing it that way. I'm quite happy with that flower. So I've got the oranges over here, the yellows in the middle, and then more pinks on that side. So we'll let that dry and then cut that out. So I've got those ready to go, and I've done a larger flower and a smaller flower and 3 or 4 of the leaves. Now I've just colored the leaves with the green pencil and watercolored those out also with the aqua painter. Now you can do all of these same steps, and you could choose to blend it out with the blender pen or the color lifter, or not blend them at all. Now let's pull back in our background, and before I put anything on there, I'm going to stamp the words. And I'm just going to put a simple hello down here in the corner, and I've stamped that in basic gray. Now, one of the beautiful dies in the Irresistible Blooms stamp set is this gorgeous circle, and when you cut it out, it looks like this, which is really nice to showcase something right there in the middle. But in this case, I've just carefully snipped out these circular pieces. They've given you quite a bit of room there, so they're actually quite easy to cut out. And I'm going to put that on my card front, and then we'll build our flowers on it, sort of like a partial wreath perhaps. But it's just a really nice way to frame something. I don't mind that the blue and the dots are going outside of the circle. I did that quite intentionally, actually. And then we'll just go ahead and put our flowers on. I'm just gonna kind of bend them just a little bit, just so they're not completely flat. And I'll just put adhesive just on the bottom, also pretty intentionally. And then I've just put a couple of dimensionals on this smaller flower, and I'll bend those up a little bit too, so that I can tuck some leaves underneath. And I'm just gonna take my fingers and bend those and just put a bit of glue at the bottom. And I'm gonna tuck that one underneath the circle. It's quite nice to have things under and over, and some things flat and some things up a little higher. It just gives that little bit more interest without really adding any more things to your project, if that makes sense. Just makes what's there that little bit more interesting. And then I'll tuck one in there. Careful not to cover the words. And I could put one there. I think that's actually too much, so I'm going to leave that off. And then I'm just gonna mat that onto a pool party piece. And here's a little tip that I like. I'm just gonna take my ink and just ink the edges of this. Just that little bit that you're gonna see. So it's pool party ink with pool party on top of pool party cardstock. And I'll go ahead and put my stamped piece there on top, and then I'm putting that on a pool party base. But because I have inked that this first pool party layer, it does look, well, it is a little bit darker, so it does stand out that little bit more. So I'm just gonna add that on with dimensionals like this. And then I just want to add a few embellishments. I love the mixing of the rhinestones, particularly with these iridescent pearls. There we go. So of course you can watercolor with other mediums, doesn't have to be the pencils, but like I said, the pencils are an economical way to get more colors into your crafting stash, and just wanted to show you some ways that you can use them. So here's one that I did earlier. It's basically the same, but let me show you a few other samples that I have completed. So this one is actually designed by my friend Leslie Scott, but this was also colored with watercolor pencils. So this was colored with the Aqua Painter, so it looks very watercolored. This one was blended out with the blender pen, so it's got almost more like a marker type look to it, and it's a little bit easier to keep the color contained when you're coloring fairly small images. But it just depends what look you're going for. And then I wanted to also share with you a few samples using the Irresistible Blooms bundle. So not only do we have these stamps and dies, but we also have these beautiful papers. These aren't actually even all of them. I've used up some of them completely, some of the prints, but they are really quite beautiful. So this is a card that I made inspired by Laura Secchi. I thought it was just a really nice idea to showcase those papers. So you have the one print on the front, and then a coordinating but contrasting print, a little strip on the inside, so that you can see that from the front. And those beautiful Eden dies there along the edge. And then this is one that I shared a few weeks ago with this fun fold card. I called it a pop-up window card. So this video is on YouTube if you're interested in seeing this one. And this one I actually didn't stamp and color. This one is cut right out of the designer series paper, which is nice and easy. And same with the leaves, but using that beautiful circle, that dotty circle again. And then this beautiful one was actually sent to me by my team member, Mary Pringle, and I thought it was just gorgeous, showcasing the paper, the stamps, the dies, and then those flower images again, and all of the die cuts. So all of those are very beautiful. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that and learned a few little tips for using your watercolor pencils. If you enjoyed this, please share with your friends. And if you have any questions or comments or any tips of your own you'd like to share, please leave them below. And of course, please subscribe, and I'll see you next video. This is Jackie Williams. Bye-bye. Just just gonna go for a simple, whoopsies. That could have been disastrous. Oh, like that. Dang it.